Welcome to the newly relaunched Arena, a show about mortgage, real estate, technology, and the boots on the ground making it happen every day. It's a battle out there, and we want to help you fight and win that battle. And for my first episode of the brand new, relaunched, amazing podcast that we have going on, I have Sam Lepore. Sam Lepore and I have been friends for, over a decade now.
Been quite a while. At least that, Matt. It's got to be 12, 15 years maybe.
I still think 10 years ago was like 1999.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been quite a while. Yeah. So because you got into real estate in what year?
I started in 2000, so 26 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was after that. But
yes.
But I would say probably, we're going on 15 years that we've been navigating this whole thing together.
Yep, probably closer to 12.
Okay.
Yeah, probably closer to 12.
Yeah, so I wanted to have Sam on because, well, we've been through it all. I've watched you kind of go from a single agent, and then there's certain things that you've done really well over the years with embracing technology, social media, reluctantly, with all your content, starting a team, hiring support staff and people that make that team run and leveraging it and scaling it. And last year you did about what in volume?
Just under 82 million last year.
So 82 million, which I would guess that puts you somewhere in the top certain percent of agents in the country.
Yeah, we're up there. We're proud to run a really tight ship. People on my team, I love them. I love having them, and they love being on the team too. So it all works out really well.
Yeah, and I think people, the more I'm doing this and trying to grow my own team and company, you realize that it's all about culture and people. And the business is tough. So if you're doing it with people that don't appreciate it, don't really want to be here, and don't get along, it makes it even tougher.
Yeah, you definitely have to have the right mix. And we've been together. Our team's been together for quite a few years. Support staff and everything, and everybody works in unison. Really nice.
Let's get into that. Actually, a lot of people really don't understand realtors. I think you guys have been getting a lot of hate over the last year or two, especially with all the lawsuits and everything coming in the news. So people always question what's the real value that you're bringing. And so you have individual agents, you have these teams, and people are just wondering, well, what's the big difference? What can I expect if I'm going to do business with your team? How's that going to be different than me working with another agent that's an individual?
Nothing's missed. We don't miss anything. We guide everybody perfectly through a transaction, whether it be a seller or a buyer. There is nothing missed. Even though we get busy, we have enough staff to handle that. And the agents that we have are seasoned enough to guide you through this crazy process, especially in these last few years with the bidding wars and the lack of inventory and things like that.
Give me an example of what can get missed in a transaction.
Well, there's just so many things throughout this transaction. Christine Turner on my team, who does an amazing job with the transaction side of it, and Joanne on the listing side of it. That there's just really nothing missed. What could be missed? There's so many things.
Well, wait, I'll give you the funniest part, and people wouldn't even believe. So you think about, you're working with an agent. You see how many houses, right? You negotiate, you finally win the bid, you go under contract, and all that work has been done, and you have probably a pretty tight timeline. Maybe a month, 30 days or less to do all the work, all the steps to get them into that house. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to obviously name names, but there's been multiple times when that agent forgets to tell anyone, title, us, that it went under contract.
That happens a lot, right? You get the contract and then you forget to send it to the lender.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a tight timeline, you need to close in 2 to 3 weeks, right?
So we've had situations where their transactional coordinator, and that's even worse to have it, that they have one, or they reach out and they're like, hey, the mortgage commitment is due tomorrow, just making sure everything's okay. we're like, what are you talking about?
And you knew nothing about
We
it.
knew nothing about it.
Yeah, just stuff like that
Yeah.
can be missed. And, you know, prior to it even coming under contract, there is just so much that goes into it as well. So once you do get that contract, you don't want to screw it up with doing something like that,
Right.
where it was a lot of work just to get to that point.
I think what we're getting at here is process and consistency, and that seems to be something that you and I have always really focused on.
Yeah.
Why we have technology, why we hire people, and why we try to have all that support. Because then, if it's consistent every time, then you're putting out a good product and a good service.
Always got to be consistent with everything in this business.
Especially-
Marketing, just lead generation, everything. Make it consistent, and you will succeed.
So let's talk about marketing. And that was something I really wanted to get into with you, because I think a lot of people out there think they need to jump on every trend, or they need to be cute on every video they're doing, or they need to be, it's never consistent. It seems to me it's always whatever the hottest song is, whatever the hottest dance is. They're always trying to beat around the bush of what they do. But for you, as far as I can see, you just are consistent. You get in front of a house, whatever market it's in, and I know that over the past several years, you've really tried to break into the shore area,
Yep.
Lepore at the shore.
Pour at the shore.
So walk me through your mindset on marketing. How did you start doing it, and what have you learned over the years, and how has it evolved?
So when I started, probably 12, 13 years now, full time, right out of the gates, it was logo, it was website, it was just doing the things that everyone else wasn't doing, creating a brand right away. Did it right off the bat. You and I were working on a lead gen, site called Conversion. And I remember we were sitting down and we were amazed by what this site actually did, and how that has evolved over the years. So right from the jump, it's always been branding, being consistent with that, and good, clean marketing. Every photo was clean. The fonts. I went into, even before I had Jess Velez, who's doing all my marketing now, I was doing all that myself in addition to everything, right? So, and people noticed that, just going above and beyond, being better than everyone else was putting out there, and people were noticing it. And I always say people watch. People are watching. They're always watching, especially with social media today.
Yeah.
So I made it a point to make sure everything was clean, neat, good online presence, great photos, great video, and just kept it consistent throughout the years.
So it's not, and I always say it's just like working out, where you can go once a week and lift really heavy and have a really intense workout, or you can go 5-6 times a week and do, a good workout. But what's going to work better for you? Probably the more consistent working out.
It's always consistency in all of this,
Yeah.
And I've been adamant about being consistent about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people watching, they look at you and they see all the marketing. You seem to be everywhere, and that's because you're consistently always posting something, and you're promoting your brand.
Yep.
You're promoting a listing. You're doing, and as far as going viral, you naturally are going to have stuff that go viral. Because down the shore, you'll do, here are the top. You do what? Top 5, top 10 lists?
Top 5 restaurants, top 5 spots in Cape May, in Wildwood, Avalon. We did them all, and they all did really, really well.
Yeah, and look, you have Billy Kyle, who may or may not be in the room with us right now, so we have to say good things about him.
Yeah, watch what you say.
And you also have a marketing person, but someone watching this, I think a lot of people use that as an excuse. Well, Sam has a marketing team, or Matt has a marketing team, but you don't necessarily need, with the technology that they have now, AI edits and apps, and you could put your captions on there. You can, even within the apps, the Instagrams and the TikToks, like you can edit this. You just got to, take the time to learn a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super, super advanced. I always say, like, put something out there. And like you said, with all these apps and font apps, and you can make it look really nice, and it doesn't take that much time.
No, I think some of the most viral agents that I have, I have an agent with 50,000 followers, and she does it all herself.
Yeah.
And she's just, highlighting what people want to see. They want to see pictures of properties, videos. They want good information. They want value.
Yeah, show the people what they want, right? So it's not always like, hey, here's a listing, here's another listing, here's a sold. Gets boring, right?
Yeah.
So you got to mix it up.
I'm the top agent in my office. All right, hey, congratulations. We're really happy for you.
Right. So you got to make it.
How you helping me?
You got to make it funny. You got to engage people. Even throw some family stuff in there, right? They always love to see the kids or what you're doing on the weekend or something like that. But I always mix it up.
Yeah, one of my favorite books. Is it up there? I don't think we have it up there. Jab, 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 right hook. Gary V.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you got to have the jabs or who you are, and it can't be business all the time. It can't be all right hooks.
I find that very important. Yeah, people just will glaze over if you just hit them hard with all the business stuff all the time.
So I wanted to ask you, because you're unique. You have business here in South Jersey. You live in Moorestown. I know that, by the way, guys. I'm just, leading him into the question. So I'm be like, oh, I thought they were friends. Yeah. Like, yes.
Matt doesn't even know who this guy is.
I know. I've been over his house. All right. And so, but you're also down the shore.
Yep.
And so you're seeing all these markets. I loved your video the other day of you addressing the negativity in real estate right now. And you're just hitting it head on. So talk to me about that. What are you seeing and what's the reality?
Yeah, so I listened, like I said in the video, I do listen to a lot of financial news. I probably listen to CNBC every day.
Yep.
Besides listening to music, I'm listening to that. And I'm always hearing things like the market is in shambles, the market's in decline, or it's coming back, it's finally coming back. And I sat back and I thought, I'm like, we're not really experiencing that here in South Jersey.
And by coming back, what are they talking about? More listings?
It could be anything. More listings, or the buyers are back. But our market here in South Jersey, for whatever reason, and we can talk about that in a little bit, is still very robust in my opinion. It's a little harder. Our inventory is low, a little harder for buyers at this point. More of a seller's market here, but there's not too many sellers market in the United States right now.
So why do you think our area is special?
Yeah, so probably the big thing is just our location is where we're at. We are 15, 20 minutes from Philly.
Yep.
We an hour and a half, 2 hours to New York City. We have the beaches within an hour. Very good location as far as all that goes. People are moving down from New York City, buying something here in Moorestown, Haddonfield, Collingswood for half price of what it is up there.
And that right there is, I think, the biggest misconception that people that grew up down here in the southern, or especially Salem County, Gloucester County, the people that are growing up only seeing this market, they're thinking, how could these prices continue to rise like this? But it's all perception. Because if you grew up in a North Jersey market and you come down here, you're going, wow, everything's on sale.
Cheap.
You're telling me I can get a 2,500 square foot house for what?
Right.
When I'd be paying double in my neck of the woods?
And get out of the cities too, right? So you're getting out of it if you're coming from New York City or maybe even a suburb. But if you're coming from the city, people are still getting out of the city, even Philly. A lot of our transactions are people moving from Philly.
Yeah, I see that too.
Which is still, like I said, 15, 20 minutes away. They can still commute. They can still be close to their family if they're over there. And they're out of the city, and now they got a nice big house with a yard that they can enjoy.
So I've done a lot of video and content. I talk all about what's your opportunity cost or the cost of waiting. And last year, for example, We started the year a little over 7% on average. We ended the year a little over 6%. So we dropped about 1% last year.
Right.
And I talked about, well, look, on a $400,000 loan was my example. You're saving a few $1,000s a year. It's a little over $3,000 a year in actual payment savings. But let's say that was a $500,000 house. With the appreciation, even at 5%, theoretically, that house is now worth $525 a year later. So that's all theoretical, and those are the numbers that you see. Actually, in our area, it's more 8-9% is what the actual numbers are of appreciation. What are you seeing? You're in and out of these neighborhoods every day, listing them, or you guys have buyers. Are you actually seeing that where they're creeping up like that consistently?
Yeah, well, they are creeping up, and the reason being is we have a supply and demand issue here. It's a seller's market. We have a lot of buyers and not enough sellers.
Is there anything any specific instances where in a neighborhood, you had a sold comp or sold listing, and then a year later or so you had a listing presentation and you were able to offer that house comparable to the other one for more and bring it up 5-10%, something like that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been happening since COVID. Okay. It just keeps going, and it's not good for it to keep going, right? Things need to settle back down, but we're sort of in a conundrum here in this area where inventory continues to stay low. People are coming from New York and Philly. We have the buyers, we just don't have the sellers. And why don't we have the sellers? It's still, they're in the 2 to 3% interest rate.
Right. So the COVID buyers.
So we need to, if rates come down, and we can talk about this a little more too, like if rates are coming down, if rates come down enough, will it shake the trees of these sellers?
Yeah, and I think you and I have talked a lot about that. I think that if you're sitting around 3% on an interest rate and you're going, do I really want to buy something more expensive and have a 6 or 7% or 8% rate? There's no way. But even at 6%, that's double what they have now. But all of a sudden, if it's in the 5s, maybe that's a better situation.
Then they start thinking, right? They're like,
yeah,
maybe it makes sense now.
4s. So yeah, I think everybody has their breaking point where it's like, I can't take it anymore. I know I have a low rate, low payment. I'm sitting on a ton of equity, but I also had 2 kids in the meantime, and I can't even move in my own house. And so they have to make that move.
The issue that could arise, and I think about this often, is rates come down, more buyers flood to the market. But if the sellers don't start moving, now we got ourselves even worse of a problem.
And we're going to see prices.
Now prices are going to spike up. So we're in a weird spot here. What's going to what's going to happen here in the next year or two?
And I would just say for anybody watching and they're thinking, I'm going to wait. Now look, you should buy when you're ready. I think we both agree on that. You don't want to force the issue. Just buy when you're ready. But if you're sitting there, you have, let's say you have a house to sell and you have a lot of money there, that's your ticket. Where if you have $200,000-$300,000 in equity that you've made because of all this appreciation, and you're putting that into the next house, yeah, that house is going to be more expensive, but you're buying that mortgage.
Take the pain away a little bit.
Takes the pain away a little bit. Your payment might not be as high as you think it is because you have money to put down.
Right.
You're not putting the minimum down that maybe you did that first house. So that's the silver lining, I guess, to all of this. But it's supply and demand, because you're never going to get away from that rule. If you have less supply, more demand, prices go up.
It's been like that for 6 years now.
Yep.
And who knows when it's going to change around here. It's changing in other markets. When's it going to change here? And that's the conversation I'm having with sellers right now too, is do you want to miss this market?
Right. Well, and also look at these other markets. They're in the Midwest or in Florida. They're building. They're doing something that we're not doing around here.
We're not building enough.
Really not.
Yeah, we're not building enough. That's for sure, right?
No. Yeah, maybe there's some townhouses going up here and there and some neighborhoods. But out there, we were talking, and I see these viral videos. What can you get for $275,000 in Texas? And it's a mansion. because they're building 1 million of them. And, also you're about an hour away from the nearest Walmart.
Yeah, we're not experiencing that here at all. Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned music before. So I'm going to put you on the spot. You have young kids. Mine are a little younger, so I'm in a whole different range here. What are your, if I look on your playlist right now, what are your top 3? I'm going to say 3. I'd like to go 5, but give me as many top songs right now that you're listening to.
I don't listen to that many songs, quite honestly. Like I said earlier, I listen to financial news, but my playlist is...
We want to know.
Zach Brown.
Okay.
There's some Barry Manilow mixed in there. Some Kenny Rogers.
Wow. Okay.
Kenny Chesney. I'm all over the place.
Do we have any
But Bad Bunny is like the big, like it's going to be in the
Super Bowl.
Bad Bunny's going to be in the Super Bowl. 0. Don't worry. 0 songs.
So have you embraced any new music?
Quite frankly, no.
So
My
word on the
street. Kill me for that.
Word on the street is there'll be a song that you really like, and you make your family listen to that song on repeat multiple times in the car.
That is very, very true. My daughter and my wife will tell you that. If I get into a song, I'll just put it on repeat.
No matter who's in the car, you're going for it.
Yeah, they can make fun of me all they want, but I do it.
Okay. I don't have that option. I get yelled at immediately.
I was doing it with Christmas songs this past holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your top Christmas song?
The one with Elton John and who was it? Elton John and the other guy.
Yeah. I
forget.
Billy, do you know?
No way, the other guy.
The other guy. Yeah, the Billy.
I love his music.
The other guy. It was a popular Christmas song.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I can hear it.
Elton John and
Billy Joel.
No.
Bublé. No.
Wasn't Michael Bublé. No.
I do like a good Michael Bublé.
Sheeran.
Correct. Yeah. Elton John and Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm glad we got
that one. Was on repeat. Faith Hill, Where Are You Christmas was on repeat.
Wow.
And
okay.
Grown Up Christmas List by Amy Grant.
Oh, all right.
I told you it was bizarre.
We should have done this before Christmas. We could have went viral. Sam's Christmas CD.
I'm going to come up with a Christmas CD next year.
Yeah. All right. So I want to get in. Listen, you're everywhere. Literally, you're constantly driving down the shore. You guys have a place in Wildwood.
Yes.
So I know that you're down there a lot. You live in Moorestown, and I know you guys frequent your restaurants quite often. So first, we're going to get into some top 5s.
Okay.
Maybe we go a little beyond top 5, but we'll just
off
say
the cuff here. Okay, I'm ready.
We'll go top 5s. And so first of all, I'm going to make you guess. So first of all, let's just go. We talked about Lepore at the shore. You frequent a lot of places down there. You sold a lot of houses down the shore. Let's do top 5 beaches. And this is according to NJ.com. Give me the top 5. I'd actually like to even go out further, but I have the top 10, but you try to rank them and guess where they are.
Top 5 beaches. All right, we're talking South Jersey now, right?
I'm only doing South Jersey. LBI and below. The only ones that matter.
LBI and below. Okay. We're going to start with the 5th.
Yep.
We're going to say Wildwood, which is near and dear to my heart.
Wildwood is actually 4th.
Love that. Okay.
Yeah, 4th.
Cape May.
Cape May is 1. Cape May Beach, number 1 beach. Yep.
Avalon.
Avalon did not make it.
That's amazing.
Even in the top 10. Avalon is not in there.
That's a big mess. Stone Harbor.
Stone Harbor is 5.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 5, 4. We need 2nd and 3rd.
Seal City.
Seal is actually 9th.
Seal's 9th. Ocean City, New Jersey, of course.
Ocean City, number 2.
Okay.
It's the 2nd best beach, which now we need the 3rd best beach in all the South Jersey shore towns.
I mean, is it going to be? Is it Long Beach? Long
It
Beach
is
Island
Long Beach Island.
to the whole island.
The
Okay.
whole, which of course we're in. You can get into the
Yeah.
details
Those little
there of what,
subsets. Yes.
which I know a lot of people. We could do our own top 10 list just on LBI.
Yeah. LBI. Growing up for me, LBI was out of the question because I grew up in West Effort. So mostly everybody where I grew up didn't go to LBI. They went to all the other ones we just mentioned.
And we went to LBI, never anywhere else. Yeah. And here we are. And I just want to mention my place, Brigantine. It's number 7.
Brigantine, that's right.
Number 7. So at least it made the list. And then, you know,
and we got Margate, Ventnor, right? I mean, there's some good ones there.
They didn't even make it.
Especially with some good restaurants.
You know what made it? I've never heard it was Diamond Beach.
Diamond Beach is Wildwood.
That's Wildwood. Okay.
Yeah, it's between Wildwood, Crest, and Cape May, actually.
They said it was a
It's
sandy
very
gem.
small.
Sandy gem.
Yeah,
no pun intended. Diamond
pretty cool.
Beach. All right, cool. So that was top 10. We did top 5 beaches. So let's get into restaurants down the shore.
Shore restaurants, go.
So top 5 shore restaurants. Now, I'm just going to give you a hint that it is a little AC heavy.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I think that they were, I don't know who. This is TripAdvisor, so it's pulling from AC too.
All right. So if you're going to give me that AC hint, it's going to be Cafe 2825.
It actually did not make the list.
Chef Vola.
Did not make the list.
Wow. That's crazy. All right. I'm going to go. My favorite in all of the shore is Stephen Cookies in Margate.
Also did not make the list. I think we need to make our own list.
Yeah, we should make our own list.
So we have Stephen Cookies would be your number 1.
Stephen Cookies is my number 1, and maybe anywhere. I always loved it there. It's great.
You have Cafe 2825.
That's a great spot right in Atlantic City. Small little Italian spot, making the mozzarella right in front of you and the salad. It's
now right next to, right a block away from 2825. What do you think made it?
Chef Vola? No, Chef Vola is close by.
It is close by.
Oh, it's on the. You're saying it's on the list.
Yeah. Doc's Oyster House.
Doc's Oyster House is a good spot.
So Doc's was number 2. Number 1 was Grana, BYOB in Cape May, and I've never heard of it.
That's way off. Some of the best restaurants in the world are in Cape May, New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's
not one of them.
The Mad Batter?
Mad Batter's great. It's very casual.
Okay.
But bar, and it's more of a breakfast spot, I think of it as. But
number 4 was Carmine's in AC.
That's an AC. I mean, that's a.
And I can
like
see, they're
chain.
probably going off of reviews. And there's probably a lot of reviews at Carmine. And I thought it was interesting, number 5, the Gilchrist, which is a great breakfast and brunch spot.
Where is the Gilchrist? I don't even know.
It's right by Back Bay Ale House.
In
AC.
City. Okay.
Yep. And being in Brigantine, that's a short drive from us to be able to go over to. But I would say if I'm ranking, I think you're right there. You have Chef Vola's 2825. What would you say would be your top restaurants in the Wildwood area, though?
Well, let's stick with Cape May first.
Yeah, Cape May.
Cape May, Washington Inn. There's Washington Inn, Peter Shields Inn, the Ebbett Room. There is countless restaurants in Cape May that are just amazing.
Yeah.
With bars too, liquor license, right?
And then you wonder why values, this all ties into real estate and why the houses are worth what they're worth down there. Because, I mean, there's just great spots to go to. I love Brigantine. Brigantine is not known for
the food.
The food.
Well, Lascalles is great there, right?
Lascalles, Rob Lascalles opened up the beach house. And I would say if we were ranking beach restaurants, beach bars, that's got to be number 1.
It's a cool spot.
In South Jersey.
He did a good job of that.
It's right on the beach, literally on the beach, palm trees they plant every year. I mean, he did a phenomenal job there.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what else we got here? Let's see.
And if we're going to go to Wildwood, it would be my favorite is Beach Creek.
Your favorite would be your kitchen.
Well, first of all, I can walk to it.
What is it?
Beach Creek.
Beach Creek? Oh, okay. All right, Sam. So I'd ask you before we sat down just some random top fives and hot takes you had on the market and just what's weirdest shit that you've seen.
Right.
So speaking of weird shit, I said, what was the worst listing photo you've ever seen?
I actually, this is funny because I came right to my first thought: a dog going to the bathroom in the front yard.
It was literally they captured the.
It was the dog was going to the bathroom in the front yard. I remember the house. It was in Mount Holly. It was the first picture on the MLS.
So
no joke.
So people are scrolling through, and it could have been genius like that.
Now we talk about clean, fun marketing. I mean, that's not clean marketing. And it wasn't fun because they weren't trying to be funny. It was literally their marketing photo.
That's where.
Now, if you're the seller,
Oh my God!
wouldn't you be like, "Yo,
Was it taken on an iPhone too?
let's take probably
That's the best.
let's take that photo out."
That's like I'll never forget. We had a appraisal come in, and we have to look at the pictures, and my underwriter was like, "I'm not going to flag this, but we might want to just take this one photo out of."
was it?
And they took a picture of the bathroom. There's a giant turd in the toilet.
The appraiser?
And the appraiser, it's like, dude, flush the toilet, put the lid down, and they took a picture of it, and everyone was so grossed out.
We see it all.
We see it all. All right, let's see. Dumbest offer. So I think that people don't realize that when you hire an agent, your agent on the buyer side, they're the ones negotiating and having all of these conversations with you as the listing agent behind closed doors. Basically, it's not involved. It's not like everyone's all involved. They take it to you. You take it to your seller. So there's a process. So what is the dumbest terms that you were asked?
Just happened 3 days ago. The first time ever somebody put a low ball offer in, and on top of that low ball offer, 2 Eagles tickets for next year. Now,
Oh, they were offering your sellers.
they were offering the seller, on top of their low ball offer, 2 Eagles tickets. That might have cost.
I hope they were good tickets.
Yeah, I mean, all right, $500-600.
Right.
We're talking about $500,000.
Maybe 1,000 at the most, right?
It's the first time anyone's ever thrown in Eagles tickets.
So
or any tickets.
Did they win the
for that
offer?
matter. No.
So
No offer won.
I like that's A for creativity.
And my seller's like, we don't even go to the games anymore, Sam. That's not any value to us. I'm like,
They were hoping they would be diehards. Yeah, I mean, and if they're selling $500,000 house, they probably, if they wanted to go, they could probably just afford to.
they needed a concession as well too.
So they were.
Don't get me started.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a low ball offer, and I want you on top of that to lose more money by giving me money at settlement.
The big shot had season tickets. He had enough money to have season tickets, but then wanted the concession and the low ball offer. So what we do?
What is the most avoidable seller mistake?
Listing high. That's the biggest thing. There's when I sit down on a listing appointment,
Mm-hmm.
I go through my spiel. Obviously, right? We do the whole thing. I go through the comps. I'm the expert. I've been doing it a while. I know the area. Tell them what it should be listed at and the range. And they are a couple 100,000 away, 100,000 away, depending on price point. Starting high is the biggest issue.
And let me add on to that.
Even in a seller's market.
Let me add on to that. We're in a seller's market, and you have people, influencers, and news people holding on to the fact that there are certain houses that are sitting. And so is that now tied into that? Where, look, even though it's a seller's market, you can't ask for anything you want.
Exactly. And I always say that. To an extent, you, the seller, are in the driver's seat. But there are still homes overpriced in this market, and we don't want to reduce it. And let's just try it at this higher price. And then we wind up month later being at the
And then they probably get less than what they would have gotten if you would have priced it right.
Always.
Because there was no bidding war, and people are now
Bidding
thinking
war,
they can negotiate.
the bidding war is very important, and underestimated by many sellers. People, when you get into a bidding war, people go crazy into a frenzy and don't want to lose that house.
Yeah.
It's almost like eBay. If you've been on eBay, you don't want to lose that auction.
But if the house has been sitting, if it's been sitting a month or two, then they're going to come in there with a much different mindset and lowball
They're
you.
going to lowball it.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been sitting on the market for 60 days now. It's a whole different thing. Yeah.
All right. Finally, most ridiculous reason a deal almost died.
I remember this one vividly too. It was in a house in Voorhees. I had the seller. We were sitting down at the closing table at Core Title, and the seller did not clean it. It was really. I was representing the seller, but in the buyer's defense, this house was dirty.
And it's supposed to be like generally clean.
Yeah, I mean,
broom
contract is broom swept, right? But this house was dirty.
Yeah.
So the buyer and seller sat down at the table. The buyers across the table said to the seller, "Hey, look, we really need the house was very dirty, and we want money to get it cleaned." That's it. Seller gets up, literally walks. Both of them, husband and wife, walk out. And I remember I had a $100 bill in my pocket. And I never carry cash, but I had a $100 bill that day. And I remember just putting it on the table and saying, "Look, here's $100." And I think the buyer's agent might have gave $100 to.
Let's get a cleaning.
It was. I mean, why would it over a dirty house? The deal's going to die? No. Which not going to let that happen after all of that.
Which shows you how high emotions run with these deals.
The smallest thing I've seen deals. I've seen
window.
Deals die over $1,000. It's just insane sometimes. Yeah. So
maybe we should go in the commercial.
Say what?
Maybe we should go in the commercial real estate.
Oh, commercial real estate. I thought you wanted to do it.
A lot less emotions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's true either. There's probably a lot of emotions in that too.
It is true. So I just wanted a couple. Again, I love having someone like you here because you're seeing real trends. I think that a lot of people, this is where AI, and we didn't even touch on AI yet, but a lot of where AI is going, people are just depending so much on those types of searches to answer all their questions. And for a lot of times, I mean, great. You want to know, should I take Advil or Aleve, for this? Like there's certain things that you can easily get answered.
Yep.
But when you're trying to figure out trends and market and like live what's happening, really tough to do with AI. So that's why you being here, I just think is great because you can see what are the neighborhoods out there right now. And I was asking you before where people are underestimating and maybe some opportunity.
Some actual neighborhoods like here in South Jersey, or we're talking about towns?
I would say let's go down to the neighborhood right now.
Some neighborhoods in Moorestown, like Laurel Creek, is one of my favorites. I always loved it there. Moorestown Hunt is another neighborhood. If you're familiar with Laurel Creek Golf Course, beautiful course,
One of the best in the
private course.
Area. Yeah,
there's some beautiful views that people don't realize there. The backyards are amazing. Not the biggest backyards, but some beautiful, beautiful views that you don't really see until you walk back there.
And by the way, just touching on that, if someone's looking at this going, I don't play golf, why should I care that it's on a golf course? How does that golf course impact the values?
Sometimes people do not want to be on. They're always afraid they're going to get hit by a golf ball or something like that. So,
well, if I'm playing, that might actually.
Me too. It might not even make it off the tee. But yeah, if that particular house is in direct shot of the tee, then it could be an issue.
Yeah,
Some
but
of it,
if you're just in the normal neighborhood, you're just surrounding it.
it's beautiful. I mean, some people don't realize. Some people are like, I don't want to be in Laurel Creek. I don't want to be in Laurel Creek, Sam. But they don't realize like sometimes what the actual views are. I mean, there's water views.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
What about in Cherry Hill?
Cherry Hill, underestimated.
Yeah.
Barclay is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods. The location is just really great there. Right off of 70, close to 295. But again, not too much inventory.
But just something to look out for if you're looking for a hidden gem.
Barclay's very nice.
And what about the racetrack area?
Racetrack, I always thought was always underestimated. Some of those townhouses and condos over there, really nice.
And you could walk to Aldo right across the
You
street.
can walk to Aldo. That means literally Haddonfield Road must have every restaurant and supermarket in the United States. I mean, if you've been down Haddonfield Road lately, it has everything.
Yeah.
New Roy Rogers. I mean,
yeah. Who doesn't want to go?
when's the last time you seen a Roy Rogers? It's there. Haddonfield Road has it.
That is true because I think a lot of people, when you're moving to South Jersey, my wife lived in Havertown, Westchester area, and a lot of people moving from Pennsylvania over here. The complaint is you need a car for everything. It's so spread out, so far away, which is why I guess towns like Haddonfield are so big. I know we talked about Collingswood being another great gem.
Collingswood's great.
But that would be a situation where you have everything right around you, literally all those shops within walking distance.
Yeah, and the racetrack offers all of that, which is sort of like almost city living.
Yeah.
There's a lot of restaurants and bars there. It's great.
All right, final questions. Just because I love hearing all the adventures,
All the goofy stuff we see.
all the crap you're seeing. What was the strangest thing buyers told you they wanted in a new house? The strangest feature?
Stripper pole was probably the craziest ask.
Like,
I don't know if it was an ask, but it was like, well, there's a stripper pole there. Let's just leave it.
Yeah, okay. So it wasn't like, hey, you can install it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need it in there.
Let's keep that as an inclusion.
So they were down
True story.
down with it, huh?
Yep, true story.
Stripper pole. I remember walking into one when I was looking at houses, and we went upstairs, and there was a round bed with a giant mirror over it, and the bed rotated.
Seriously? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
So hey, listen,
Missed that one.
to each their own. You
Yep.
know, I don't judge.
That's right.
I'm actually a little jealous. And then, what is the house feature that made you say, "Holy crap"? That was just so cool.
So I recently shared it again on my social media because I still can't believe that I actually saw it, but it was in Mount Laurel. Walk in the front door, foyer, pool. In the living room, there is literally a pool.
In the living room. So not like in the back of the house, all the way back in a separate area.
Inside the living room, like to the right is the dining room, pool. You walk around the pool and go to the kitchen.
So are you just getting punched in the face with chlorine? Was it?
I can't remember what the smell was, but it was amazing.
Oh my God. Well, I would imagine they didn't have kids.
And it wasn't even like a hot tub. It was literally a pool.
It was a pool.
It was an in-ground pool inside this house.
Wow. I guess they
Not
really,
to the side, off to the sunroom, sometimes in the living room.
Sure, you could see hot tubs. I mean, people have those in a sunroom, but this is a legit pool.
I got to try to dig that up and show you.
That's great. You definitely do. All right. Well, hey, Sam, thanks so much for being on today. We went over quite a bit, including our restaurants, Sam's Christmas list. He'll have
My Christmas songs.
the Lepore Christmas CD coming out next November, just in time. We'll make sure we promote that one.
Can't wait.
And thanks for giving us some insight, the market updates, everything. I think it's just so important that everybody sees our area. Biggest takeaway I had today was our area, because of supply and demand, real basic stuff. we are in no danger of losing values. Values are going to continue to drive up. And as rates come down, it's going to get wild.
It's going to be an interesting spring. I think we're going to have a really good spring market here in South Jersey, so we'll see what happens.
Awesome. If they need to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
856-297-6827 and email sam@samlepore.com.
Right. And of course, samlepore.com is your website.
samlepore.com and samleporegroup.com. We got it all covered.
Got it all.
Can't miss me.
Or you can Google them. All the weird stuff comes up.
Google, ChatGPT.
Yeah, all of it.
You name it. Thanks
Awesome.
for having me.
Thanks, man.